Good afternoon, folks. This is your girl, Kimberly Jessica, reporting in live today from Hollywood, California. And it was not too hot today, so that's what counts. I tell you guys, last week I could have swore I was living in the desert. Literally, folks, my air condition laughed at me and said to me, do you really think I can battle this thing called the sun? It was so hot, guys, so I'm so happy that we're cooling down here today. Well, we're excited. You know, it's the afternoon 6 drive. Everyone's driving home. LA traffic is going crazy. And so I want to bring you something nice and smooth to relax your soul, relax your spirit. And we're just excited today because we love bringing good people on the show and just hearing about the amazing things that people are doing in Celebrityville, you know. You have the stars, you have the celebs, and then you have the indie stars, and you have those other people that are, you know, they're stars, but you just haven't heard their names, but they're stars. And today, we're going to be talking to someone. They come from a pretty famous singing family, and this person that we're going to be talking to today, she's the cousin of the first lady of Motown, Mary Wells. And this lady, literally, she's making her mark on the gospel world. She has a great hit single out now. See, now let me just back up a little bit, guys. So I love anything like R&B, any 90s R&B. I love stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard for me to listen to gospel music, and it's like, okay, I'll listen to it. But then I had the opportunity to listen to this lady's song, and of course you guys heard her a couple of weeks back on iHeart Radio. And her music, it's like listening to an R&B song, but literally it's praising Christ. And it literally puts you, it's to the point where it literally starts playing over and over and over in your mind. And you just get the feel goods of like there's something bigger than you that's taking care of you, that's watching over you, and that has your back. And the hit single, you guys have heard it, Your Love Is So Good. And it's just amazing. And we're just so excited today to have none other than Ruth Andrea Featherstone. Ruth, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Kimberly, and thank you for having me on your program.
Oh my goodness, Ruth. Oh, not to even mention you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You sing amazing. You are so graceful. You're so graceful. You call me Miss Lady Kimberly. You're Lady Ruth Andrea Featherstone. I mean, you are the lady. You know what I mean? Like you got Lady Diana. You're the lady. Seriously, how are you doing? I mean, how's your day going so far? Are you enjoying the fact that we're having this crazy, heat going on?
Yes, I had a wonderful day here at the office. I work at a company called Lupus LA. It's a nonprofit organization. We provide patient services and funding for research for lupus. So last week was one of our co-worker. Her name is Catherine McMahon. Her birthday was last week, and what we do is when someone has a birthday, we take them out to lunch. So today we celebrated Catherine's birthday, and we're supposed to pick up the tab, the co-workers. And so we went to this place called Brews Whistles. Whiffles is like a chicken and waffle place here in Beverly Hills. And so my supervisor, Toby Brokaw, she picked up the tab. She said, this is on Lupus LA for all of our birthdays. I'm like, well, thank you, Jesus. Because that's where
wow, look at that. You got an early birthday gift.
Well, it was an early late because my birthday is January the 3rd. So when I had my birthday in January, I was in Las Vegas with my sister Sandy. And we were there taping a movie called Saving Humanity for my cousin, Pastor Mary Anderson. So I missed my birthday celebration. And so she included everyone in the office, their birthdays. And there's only 4 of us in the office. So we had a wonderful time. It was a blessed day because as I was driving to work, I said, Lord, I would love to go to Brews Whiffles. And lo and behold, Catherine picked that place. I'm like, yes, that's where I wanted to go. I prayed for that.
So is that place, let me ask you this now, we're talking about, I'm a big foodie. Now, is it better than Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? I mean, let's be honest here. Is it just as good? Is it better? Does it have is it soul food or is it more of a chain restaurant?
It's more of a chain restaurant. They don't specialize in soul food. They specialize in chicken and waffle. Like, they have like big chicken breast, you know,
Okay, got it.
meat and
Got
legs,
it.
right? And they got like the biggest waffle in the world, you know.
Oh,
But
so it sounds
yes,
yummy.
it's very yummy. I mean, you can have like chicken and waffle dressed with mango sauce and tomatoes, or with grilled
Ooh,
cheese. Yes, they do a variety of specials with the chicken and waffle. You know, you
this
want
is
chocolate,
very
you want peanut
different.
butter. Yeah, very different. But I'm an East Coast girl, brought up in the city. I like chicken plain. Give me some hot sauce, and I'm fine. Or some seasoned
You're
dressing.
so
I'm fine.
amazing. I love it. I love it. I love good food. As a matter of fact, it's almost time for dinner time. So tell me, you're cousins with Mary Wells. What was it like, coming up for you, you finding your own voice in such an affluent musical family?
Well, for me, it was just wonderful. Most everybody in my family sing on, my immediate family, my nephews and nieces, great nephews and nieces, they sing. Got a few cousins out there who sing as well. No one has a name for themselves except Mary Wells. My grandmother told me that she was my cousin. So when I moved to LA in 1983, I sought her out. I went to her. I met her in January of '84, and that was like a life-changing situation for me. I went to her home when she was living on Sherburne, right off of Pico, and we had a nice conversation. I think I was there for 4 or 5 hours. When I left her home, I was convicted because I started smoking at the age of 10. Yes, I am a pastor's daughter. My mother's taught Sunday school. I was brought up in the Grand Old Church of God in Christ. But I had my demons as well as a young child. And so I started smoking at 10. When I came to California, I was 21. I met Mary at 22. And she told me, she said, Ruthie, there's two things you're going to have to do in this to make it in the music industry. Number one, you're going to have to give up those cigarettes. Meanwhile, she was smoking 5 cigarettes to my 1. But she was telling me I had to give up the smoking. And she said, number 2, baby, you're going to have to give up that weight. Well, that night I was convicted. I gave up the cigarettes. I went home. I cried all the way home on the bus. I turned on the KTYM, the gospel station. It was the AM channel there. And this man was praying. I think it was Pastor DeClore. I'm not for sure who it was, but they was praying at 11 o'clock at night. He said, call in. You want us to pray for? I called in. I said, I want to quit smoking. I don't want to smoke anymore. So he prayed the prayer of faith on my behalf. And when I got off my knees, I told the Lord, I'm going to finish. When I finished this last cigarette, this pack of cigarettes, because I'm not a wasteful person, I'm going to give up smoking. Well, I stopped that Monday. This happened on a Sunday. I stopped that Monday. Tuesday, my sister had a pack of Carlton on the table in the kitchen. I went to reach for her cigarettes, and girlfriend felt like I was having a heart attack. I was instantly delivered from smoking cigarettes.
Just from a prayer.
Just from a prayer. It was my faith. It was my desire to give it up. Because my cousin, Mary Wells, who sang around the world, who sang with the Beatles, who was on the Ed Sullivan Show, she
Unbelievable.
she was Motown's first lady. And she told me that you got to give up those cigarettes. And I just cried. I bawled. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And I haven't given up the weight. I'm working on it. My highest weight, it was 265. Now I'm down to 225. And so, yes.
But you're tall, too, though. You're kind of tall.
Yeah, I'm 5'7". I'm like 5'6" and 3/4. Yeah. And so I carry it well. But you have a lot of health challenge when you're overweight and stuff like that. So I'm working on it. So
well,
far,
you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you toured with Mary from 84 to 88. Is that when you started singing, actually, or did you start singing before that?
No, I've been singing. I came out of the womb singing, as they say. I started singing in church at the age of 3.
Oh, wow.
My daddy was a elder, one of the elders of the church, Greens Temple Church of God in Christ, Hill District, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my mom taught Sunday school. And so I guess, being around the church family, singing in the choir at such a young age, leading a song, And every time my father got up to speak, whether he was at Green's Temple, he wasn't the pastor, he was just an elder there, or him going to another church to speak, as a guest speaker, he would always ask me have me to come and do his sermonic solo, to sing before he preached.
Hmm.
So, and then when
wow.
And at the age
That's amazing. I mean, that go ahead. I'm sorry. I was getting ready to say, go ahead, finish, because I love your story.
No, baby, this is your show. Go ahead. What you going to say?
No, this is about you, though. I mean, yeah, you were about to say something else. I want to capture that.
Oh, okay. And so I was singing in the church choir, singing in the elementary choir. And then when I was in the middle school, Greenway Middle School, I went to a funeral. My cousin Dora, she passed away in Baltimore. I went to her funeral, and I sang the song Precious Lord. It's a song written by Thomas Dorsey and Mahalia Jackson. She was famous singing that song at Martin Luther King's funeral. And so I did that song in 1974 at my cousin's funeral. When I got finished singing, Bishop O.T. Jones Sr., he was like one of the head bishops of the Grand Old Church of God in Christ in Philadelphia. His wife, she came to the funeral, in Baltimore. And she told my mom.
Go ahead. We lost you for 1 second there. Keep going. We lost you for 1 second. Keep going.
Okay. And she told my mom, after she heard me sing, when the funeral was over, she told my mom, she said, get your daughter some voice lessons so she'll be able to preserve her voice when she gets older. So now I'm 55 years old. And my mom did give me some voice lessons. I took voice lessons at Philion School of Music in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's the same studio where Gene Kelly did his dance lesson at. The famous actor, Gene Kelly.
Wow, yes.
Yes, he used to rehearse at the studio. I was not there, but he used to rehearse at that studio because he's from Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
You have such an amazing story. Tell me what brought on your hit single, Your Love Is So Good. Tell us about Your Love Is So Good and how that came about.
Well, how it came about, I met this producer online. His name is Chris Gunn. He worked with the singer Regina Bell. And he said,
oh, wow.
Yeah, he said, Ruth, I sent him one of my originals that I want. It's called Stop the Hatred, that I'm going to eventually record. He said, let's do this. Let's work on a song together. And you own all the rights to the song. I'm going to sell you the song. And then he said, that song will get you into the door. So what he did was we had collaborated on the song. He did the verse, the first verse and the chorus, and I did the second verse. And he sold me the song, so I owned the credit rights to the song.
Wow.
And so when I wrote the second verse, it was like, Lord, what to say? And it was like God said, the gospel. Talk about the gospel. The gospel is Jesus coming to the earth, him dying, and he rose, then he's coming back again. So that's how that song came about.
Wow, that song is amazing, and we're actually going to be listening to it in the next couple of minutes. Tell us where we can find you online and find your music, Ruth.
You can find my music at store.cdbaby.com/Ruth Andrea Featherstone. My website is in the process of being built.
Great. And what about online? Do you have a fan page?
We're working on that. It's under construction with the fan page and under construction. But I am you can find me on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. You can purchase the music through Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, Pandora, Rhapsody, Groove. All you have to do is type in my full name, Ruth Andrea Featherstone, in the song, Your Love Is So Good.
And is there any last words of inspiration that you want to leave with our listeners before we go into the song?
No matter what you're going through, my faith is in God, and I ask you just to trust God for everything. And no matter what you are going through in life, know that He is able to bring you through.
Wow, folks, it doesn't get any better than that. We have this Inspirational. This amazing woman on the line here, Ruth Andrea Featherstone. Guys, listen out for that song. We're going to be coming up with it next. Your Love Is So Good on WKIM FM radio, on iHeart Radio. Ruth, thank you so much for interviewing with us today. You are just an inspiration, and we love you so much, and we welcome you to come back anytime.
Thank you, Lady Kim. My pleasure. It was fun.
Thank you so much. Guys, we're getting ready to listen to Your Love Is So Good by Ruth Andrea Featherstone. Ruth, thank you for listening, for being with us today. Guys, thank you for listening in. We have Ruth's new song coming up next on iHeartRadio, and then we're going to go to a commercial break, so be right back.